Good morning, good morning. Hello, hello, hello. As y'all see, I'm warming up to y'all, okay? As always, I want y'all to have an amazing day. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. What are you thankful for? 3 minimum. I am thankful. I am thankful for my gender. I am thankful for my personality. And I'm thankful for DNA. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna be like this. I told y'all already. I was like talking to kids a little bit different, right? It's y'all something else. You understand? Like I told y'all, y'all can be kids, but y'all act like adults. And sometimes I got to be like, hold up, who am I talking to? You understand that type of thing? And I don't know what I'm gonna title this topic, and y'all gonna see me transition through different emotions. Okay, maybe not. I'm gonna just give you a heads up. Okay, when I talk on this topic, it's a very serious topic. But because it's so serious, I might joke around and stuff, so I don't want y'all to take offense to it. Somebody gotta make the mood a little bit better. I'm gonna say it like this. For what I might talk about, I'm not sure how I'm gonna go, okay? I can go so many different directions, so my energy is filling the room. So basically what's going on is there are times when I do topics, I can automatically get an idea how my mind gonna go as I talk. Sometimes it changes up in the process because I can feel the energy, and I want to make sure that I can grab as many people at one time. If I feel like I'm losing people, I will release that direction and I'll go a different way. Okay, so I want to make sure that I help y'all understand. All right, so I'm gonna say this. I know I'm dragging it out. I know. This topic right here that I'm about to talk about can get somebody locked up. It's that deep. It is. If you don't say it the right way, it can get somebody locked up. And I've been locked up long enough, and I ain't going back. Okay, so I need to explain this topic. If anyone in the world explain this topic, you want me to do it. Some of y'all might have talked to y'all kids about it. Some of y'all might not. Some of y'all may understand. Some of y'all may not understand. I've had this conversation with adults, but now it's time for me to have this conversation with kids. Yes, I'm dragging this conversation out. So all I know is it's going to deal with LGBTQ and the other letters and alphabets and like genders and stuff. I'm going to do the best I can. All right. And yes, all kids can listen because guess what? All of this has been in all of our faces. When these kids go to daycare, when they go to other people's houses, when they go to church, when they turn on the TV. And yes, LGBTQ stuff have been slowly added into kids' cartoons for a very long time. Very long time. If you pay attention, it's there. It's there. They've been giving out signals the whole entire time. So I don't want you to sit back and say, oh my God, my baby can't listen to this because we too saved and sanctified. Well, if you can't listen to this, then guess what? You're not saved or sanctified, because you should be able to understand everybody. You want somebody to understand you? Then understand them. This is how we can coexist, and we can relate, and we can understand. And we know how you can say it. What's the way? How they say it? Respect each other. Okay. I have a lot of different energy, so bear with me. So, first and foremost, when it comes to me, I need y'all to understand something. I'm a spirit, and I told y'all that. So, I'm not going to talk about that. Go back to wherever that video is. Alright? My energy is within everyone. I'm not a pedophile. Don't care to see child. Don't care to see it. Beyonce don't care to see you either. I'm going to call it what it is. This message is for the kids and adults. I'm going to be very direct. My glasses. Okay. Alright? Because I operate on love. There's no gender, there's no religion, there's no race, there's no origin, no nothing. It's just a frequency. That's all I see. And I allow my imagination to create the rest. That's it. It's literally that's it. Wow, that's the end. Alright. In the world, we have lost love. Okay? A lot of people don't know what love is. Alright? A lot of people don't know what love is. And so, because people don't know what love is, people have created what they think their narrative of love is. Based off how they look, how they sound, how they act, and based off of what they see. Okay? So, what direction? I'm going to go left and then I'm going to come right. That's what we do. Alright. Babies. Alright? I know there's a lot of little ones that said, we don't talk about alright, feeling energies shifting again. Alright, we have two genders based off a human side. Man, boy and girl. Boy and girl, okay. Boy and girl, we're going to start with the outer and then we'll go inner. Boy and girl. So when you pop out as a boy or a girl. However, you have both DNA, boy and girl. Okay? Because, you need a daddy and a mama. Even if they ain't in the home, you need both. Okay? So that means you're going to have characteristics of a female, characteristic of a male. Okay? When a child comes out, depending on the environment they're in, depends on what gender that they focus on the most. Now, 9 times out of 10, they come out as that boy or that girl. Okay? Now, let's attach a spirit to it. There's an energy. Okay. Now, this is how it goes. My energy is an automatic. That's how y'all was able to form. Okay? Then you have a spirit. That's the spirit, the angels, no matter if it's good, bad, demon, celestial. There are so many spirits out here, okay, because we keep reliving lives over. That's inside of you, okay? So, you have a choice, all right? You have a choice in listening to me, moi, or the demon spirit, okay? It's literally like that because, unfortunately, we are all in Hell. We all. This is what this place is, okay? We are, okay? Don't be afraid. Don't be alarmed. All right? I'm talking this way because I don't want y'all to be scared. So, y'all got hell in the Bible? Yeah. Okay. You're in hell. Okay? You're in hell. And I'm not going to sit back and sugarcoat it. Only reason why hell is not as bad as it is supposed to be, because I'm here. I'm here. That's why I'm here. If it wasn't for me being here, what you've been dreaming would be realities. Okay? Alright. So, my spirit is a light inside of you. That's what helped you to recognize the dark that's inside of you. Okay. It's that simple. When you're coming out as a child, as a toddler, your job is to learn your parents or whomever your guardian is, and to also learn the spirit inside of you. You're going to be controlled by one or the other. Either you're going to be controlled by your parents or the spirit within you. So let's picture as the good angel and the bad angel. Okay. It's like that. We have a lot of hats coming out of the mother's womb. We have a lot of hats. And the thing about it is we have lived past lives. So the spirit inside of you have lived past lives. Many past lives. And sometimes you can, as a child growing up, they can have how can I say it? They can have a little memory burst to make them think something that is not real in their current life. It's a past life experience. Okay? So say for example, in a past life they came out as a boy. In their past life they could have been a female energy. Okay? And they having memories of it because guess what? We are our ancestors. Okay, that's what they call generational curses, generational energies, because your spirits are transferring through. Okay, we're going to keep it simple. I'm not going to talk about the ones where y'all, where people got mixed here and there. Okay, just talking about your bloodline. Okay, your bloodline. So even if you was adopted or whatever, you're still attached to your bloodline. All right, you are your ancestors. All right. So, the best way I can say it is like this. You are your mother. You are your father. They are their mother. They are their father. They're their grandmother. They're their granddaddy. They're their great-grandmama. They're their great-granddaddy. It's the same people all over again. But each time you just adding a little bit of extra seasoning to it because you're tied to other families. But technically, you are everyone. So look at your parents. If you have parents in front of you, you're them. You are them. Let's get it straight. You're them. In the flesh, you're them. I'm gonna let y'all soak that in for a second. You are your parent. You're the same person. You may not like it, you may not love it, and you might like it, you might love it. You're them. Let's soak that in a little bit longer. Y'all the same family. Y'all the same people. Over and over again. You the same person. Over and over again. I'm gonna let that sink in. I feel like people need to really allow that, and yep, my spirit saying let that sink in. You raising yourselves. Okay, let's that sink in. Let's sink that in. I'm gonna let that sink in. You're your mom. You're your dad. Ain't that why y'all look alike? You're them. That's why they have a family reunion. You get to look at your old selves. Okay, let me let that sink in. Give me a second. I forgot it wasn't in the Bible. Oh, okay, it's not in the Bible. They ain't talk about it in the Bible. Oh, I forgot, because everybody that was in the Bible was the same person. I forgot, didn't tell them that. Okay. This is the goofy side of me. I gotta make light of this. Give me a second. I'm let it sink in. I know, right? They didn't talk about that. They didn't say it in the Quran. The Muslim. What's the Muslim like? Yeah, that's Muslim. Buddha didn't even talk about it. He was eating all the time. They didn't know. I know. When they looking at the family tree, it's all them. I know. Okay. Alright. I think y'all caught on. Yeah, I'm a little crazy. In a good way. So, when you go look at your whole family tree, you are your family tree. You are the branches. You the leaves. You understand? You the trunk, you the base, however you want to call it. Have y'all ever noticed like a tree have rings in it? I wonder if they call those chains these days. Okay. I'm just saying. And when you cut down a tree, it tell you how old it is. And amazing how when a tree grow, no matter if the leaves fall off, It can create new ones. Okay. Oh, the lights popped on for y'all. Okay. Whatever traumas in your life, they did it. Okay. Just saying. They did it. It's their fault. Go ahead. Go ahead. Accept it. It's your fault. Okay. Let's get that out of the way. So when you look left, mama. When you look right, daddy. Ain't that how y'all do in church? Look left. Neighbor. Right? Neighbor. Okay. So, I need y'all to understand that part first. I know. I'm a mess. I get it. So, a lot of times when y'all feel certain energies, it's because you're feeling theirs. The stuff they try to hide from you. Yeah. When you babies, you are them. You don't have a full personality yet because you're still learning. Because who's in control of you is the spirit, and the spirit talk to them. That's how they know when you crying that you need something to eat. They know you crying that you need your butt changed. That's how, because your spirit is talking to them. Even if they in the home or not. Y'all on a 24-hour call. So, let's fast forward to this LGBTQ stuff. 9 times out of 10, there's a couple different ways how this operates. One of your parents could be undercover in a past moment where they might have these thoughts, but they overcame those thoughts, but you can still feel it off of them. Okay? Let me state that one first. Because some of y'all are empaths. You can feel the other person's energy. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. You can feel that energy. Now, this is a family tree. Sometimes you can feel something off your other family members. When you little. Because guess what? Y'all are based off of love. When you based off of love, right? Before the innocence is taken away from you, you're love. So, that's all you are. Just love. So, you don't know the difference. You don't really know the difference on boys and girls. It's just love. That's it. Just love. Now, when it comes to navigating the body parts and all of that, reason why a lot of y'all are going through these motions now, so y'all know back in the day, families was families, right? Everybody come together, the whole family come together, have sleepovers and stuff. Well, when these little kids got a little bit older, and they play fighting, and they playing around, playing house with each other, before you know it, people touching. Because you're not just navigating the home, you're navigating the home. Okay? And a lot of times, what has happened is this. You have that one cousin that just have love in their heart. Just love, right? Innocent. Then you have that other cousin that their parents have inappropriate items around the house. And as kids, what we do back in the day, we didn't have phones. We didn't have, some people couldn't go to the local stores and all of that. So all you had was your house to navigate. What you do? You become Dora the Explorer. You go look around in the house. And 9 times out of 10, the best treasure was in your parents' room. Or your older brother room. Or older sister room. And what happens? You come up against some magazines or some little items that you're not sure about. And you're wondering, where this go at? Where's that at? Where's this at? Right? Right. Sometimes you saw videos and you're like, what is this? Parents ain't around, you go look and find out what it is. right? Right. Now, you intrigued. Hey, there's something else I could play house with. Now, you're curious. You're probably 5 years old, 6 years old. I would say between that 5 and 10 mark. 5 and 10. 5 and 10. And what happens is, now you go into your cousin's house. And you staying over at grandmama's house or your cousin them house or something. And everybody's staying there. But then when it gets late, everybody playing around and stuff like that. And you had that one cousin be like, hey, guess what I saw? I saw this. Y'all want to play house? You want to play house? Can we play house? Look what I saw. Look what I done. You want to try this? You want to try that? The other one just don't know nothing about this and just thinking, okay. Okay. What is that? Ain't the same thing you have? Yeah. You know the rest. I ain't gonna get tried. Like, I ain't got time for all that. But you know the rest. No matter if it's the boys or it's the girls. See, we don't teach kids at an early age about the bodies and the different things and stuff because we think we gotta wait till they become teenagers, right? We don't talk about it when they little. Cause see, this is the thing. These kids operate out of love. How many of y'all had those kids that when they walk in the store, hey, what's your name? What's your name? What's your name? They operate out of love. So I want y'all to understand something. When it comes to kids, and when they get to that point where their hormones kick in, it kicks in way earlier than the teenage years. It kicks in when they're about 5 years old. Okay, 4 or 5 years old, it kicks in. And they get these little tingling sensations and feelings over their body. Because they feel love. How many of y'all adults have little girls or boys when they get in the tub, they touch themselves? The water flowing or different things. I'm not trying to get drastic, but we need to have this conversation. Okay? Because somebody got to do it. They get those tingling feelings early, y'all. Y'all didn't know what they do. And when that happens, you need to teach them, hey, don't focus on that. I know your body is going through these little tingling emotions and stuff. That's why they giggly. Like Tickle Me Elmo. That's why they giggly. Because they feel the vibrations of love inside of them. That's why they giggly. Because they feel love over their bodies, but they don't understand it because nobody teaches you that. Yes, little kids get those little vibration energies over their body because they're spiritual. Because when they're that little, they are more connected to the spiritual world. Their spirit light is brighter. So they feel energy because guess what? Especially the babies, they can't talk fully yet. It's like a person that's blind. When a person blind, all the other senses become more heightened. No different if a person can't hear, all of that. Same thing. So what if a baby, when they can't really talk and they can't really understand, their body spiritual side in heightens or get more vulnerable, more out there. So when y'all got these kids and they go to the cousins' houses and stuff, when they come around their cousins, they feel love from them. So that's why it's easy for the little cousins to say, hey, you want to try this? You want to try that? And even the ones that could be older that see the magazines and see these different tapes and this and that. So I'm talking back in the day, we'll come forward. When they see these things, a lot of time the kids we didn't know what that stuff was back in the day. We didn't understand it because our parents didn't talk to us about it. Our parents didn't tell us what sex was at an early age. They didn't explain the birds and bees. They didn't explain about our bodies. Because guess what? Their parents didn't do it. It was like the forbidden fruit. Don't talk about it. That's a grown folks conversation. And you wonder why kids are growing up faster and faster throughout the years. So, back again. We got the kids. Everybody at the house. You got the one child that sees the stuff but don't understand it. They just see it look like fun. Because my mama and daddy do it. They do it. I hear them all the time. And I saw, a matter of fact, I made a mistake and went in the room and I saw mama and daddy together and they was having fun. So if they having fun, that gotta be fun. So I'm gonna go, cousin, you wanna try this? Because daddy and mommy was having so much fun. Wanna know why families are broken up? Because of that. That's why people don't want family reunions anymore. Because the first test subjects was the cousins, was the sisters, was the brothers. Because they didn't have nowhere else to go. Because there was no technology. So, they surfed the internet. I'm going to call it out. That's why we have so many people that are part of the LGBT community. That's why we have so many that's undercover. Call it out. That's why. See, you a child. And you can feel that energy off your parents because it's a trauma that they went through. See, at the time, they thought it was fun. But now they older, they thinking it's trauma. Because now they know better. So they're looking at, oh, my cousin, I'm going to call the words out. My cousin assaulted me, or my cousin raped me, or my friend did this, or my friend did that. Because now they realize, oh, snap, that was actually wrong. And they ashamed for something they was never taught. So, sometimes y'all feeling their energies. You are a sponge. You absorb. Your spirit, as long as it wasn't tainted yet, your spirit can feel those energies off of your parents. Hidden wounds. But your parents probably won't talk about it. Or your parents probably will allow you to be that way because they living through you. You are them. They're living through you. I can't be that way. So I'd rather for my child to do it because I don't want them to have to hold on to a secret. So if they vulnerable enough to be out here and do it and they can't and they able to do it, then I want them to be proud of it. I don't want them to be like me and hide it. But instead of talking to them, explaining to them like, hey babe, I know you feel these ways, but that's not right. We wanna know why it's not right? Because I went through it and I didn't understand it. I didn't understand what was going on in my body. I didn't understand what was going on. I did some things that may not have been right. But mommy, I was born this way. Baby, no you wasn't. You wasn't. You wasn't, babe. You feeling my you feeling my wounds. That's all. Because whatever happened to me, that energy is going through you because somebody got to break the curse. Somebody got to break the curse. And unfortunately, I didn't teach you the right way. You holding on to the curse that I had inside me that I didn't want to accept that has happened to me. So anything that I went through, any traumas I went through, unfortunately, because of the blood that's inside of you, is rolling on. That's it. You wasn't born that way. And it's my fault because I allow certain things around you. Because I keep getting, triggers that pop around. Friends, other people, because I keep attaching myself to other people that got those same traumatic wounds that they haven't healed. And all you're doing is feeling all our energies. That's it. You're feeling our energies. And the spirit inside of you is testing you to see if you're going to overcome it. But apparently you didn't. You accepted it. That's all. So whenever you felt that voice telling you to not do it, but you said, nope, this is what I want to be, you accepted the mission. And it was my fault because I ain't teach you. So when it comes to that, now that's one part. Now this is the other part. You get tested. Now you got that family member that did go through those traumatic situations. Or they have that friend that did go through those traumatic situations. And they come up around you, or they got that boyfriend or that girlfriend that went through those traumatic situations where they just didn't understand. And someone done it to them. Now they coming up to you. You a little kid. And now you got this 20, 30, 40-year-old coming up to you and saying, hey, baby. Hey, baby. Because they already know. They been down that road. That's why they want to touch on you. That's why they doing these things to you, because they haven't acknowledged the trauma in their life. So they reacting that out again on someone else because I don't want to be alone. The spirit in them is testing them to see, are you going to overcome your trauma? Are you going to acknowledge that, hey, this is not what you're supposed to be. This is not what you're supposed to do. Nah, I'm good. I want to go after this child. Okay. You don't realize that that's the trauma that was put on your life, where your parents did this to you, or you had that family friend or neighbor that done that to you. You don't realize that. I'm good, ain't nothing wrong with me. Then why are you talking to that little child for? I just want a friend. Ain't that how you got started in the first place? Ain't that how it started? So you're gonna put that same energy on somebody else. You're gonna put that same energy on your niece. You're gonna put that same energy on your cousin. You're gonna put that same energy on your sister. You're gonna put that same energy on your brother. You're gonna put that same energy on that stranger on your best friend child. You're gonna keep reciting. You're gonna keep going through the same traumas all over again until somebody stop it. Only way it stops, you stop it. Now, what happens? That little girl or that little boy grows up, and either by them playing around their cousin, either they enjoy the moment, because how y'all remember in Hotel Transylvania and the vampire was like, he need a zing? So when you get that connection with someone, people don't know the difference between the love from family and the love from a significant other. They think it's the same, but it's different. So when those two kids touch each other, they think that's what real love is. And now guess what? They living a life like that. So now they grow up and now they want to prance around like a little girl for the boys, or vice versa for the girls. Now, we do also have, again, like I said, we have those parents that sit back and see something's going on with the child and don't acknowledge it. Because a lot of times these kids turn out these ways where the parents are supposed to say, hey, baby, I know you're a boy. Now, I know you like rainbow colors, and that's perfectly fine. That's just colors. But you need to know the difference between the colors and the gender. Okay? You're a boy. Okay? You're not supposed to be with another little boy. You're supposed to be with a little girl. Okay? But you can still have your unicorns, you can still have your rainbows, you can still have all the colors in the world, because that's God. God is everything. But when it comes to a union, you was created as a man and female DNA. And God doesn't make mistakes. Now, I'm going to love you regardless, but I'm going to teach you the right way. Now, if you choose to do something, then that's on you. But I need to be the first to make sure I explain this situation to you. So, I see certain things going on with you, and I want to stop you and let you know that's not right. Matter of fact, where do you get that from? What went on? What's going on with you? What's going on with you? I'm starting to notice that you're prancing around a little bit different, or I'm starting to notice that you're doing different things. Now, I understand that you can tap into your female energy, but when it comes down to your preference, I need to make sure that you end up with what you're supposed to be with. I understand you like to tap in on your feminine side. That's cool. As long as you know that you're supposed to be with a girl. You like to tap in on your masculine side. That's cool. As long as you know you're supposed to be with a boy. Okay? That's the true way. Because you already have what you need inside of you to be great. You don't need a duplicate to acknowledge yourself in the first place. I hope what I'm saying makes sense. So, long story short, it's like this. We just need to start acknowledging, we need to have these conversations with our kids, because the first person that your kids fall in love with is you as a parent. Whoever the guardian is. You're the first they fall in love with. You're the first person they want to marry. Don't matter if you're the man or the woman. You're the first. But if you don't explain to them what it is, how they know where to go. If you don't explain to them about their bodies and what love is, how they gonna know? So is it a trauma that you went through when it comes to kids with kids? Or it's just you didn't understand? Now when it comes to adults, that's something totally different. The only reason why those kids decide to be with the same sex is because the opposite ruined them. Because that person didn't go through the trauma. They didn't acknowledge the traumas in their lives. I would say this. When it comes to y'all as the LGBTQ community, I totally understand y'all. So I'm going to explain my story. Alright? When I was a kid, I was 4, something like that. And I was touched by a girl. I forgot how old. She was older than me. I was touched by a girl. And I didn't understand it. And it made me curious as a child. It made me think, because nobody didn't teach me about the difference between being with a boy or being with a girl. I thought love was love. So, technically, in a way, I grew up being bisexual. But I knew what I want, and was a guy. Because of me being in those situations where I was touched, it only take one time for a thought to be stuck in your head. And then you battling it for the rest of you battle it until you acknowledge it. See, the girl that touched me, now I know that she went through trauma. She only did to me what somebody did to her. Yep, she took me into a closet. I can still see the moment. I can see it like it was yesterday. She took me into a closet. After that moment, I was traumatized. Because something in me was like, something's not right. I felt weird. I had an accident on myself, and then I went home. I was at an uncle's house. He's supposed to have been watching me. I couldn't even tell anyone. All I know is once that moment happened, I shut down. I didn't even say nothing. It took me about till I was like 15 years old before I even told my mother what happened. I think it was it 15? Yeah, about 15 or something like that. All I know was I was way older before I said something. Either 15 or I was adult. I was adult when I finally told her. I was adult. And that situation plagued on me where when I grew up, sometimes I look at little girls and thought, that's what I'm supposed to be with, because nobody didn't explain nothing to me. But I still question things. I still had question things. And then when females come around, I question, do I want to talk to one or not? Because what happened to me? And because of those situations, I had a situation where I was with a cousin before. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, because somebody need to tell the story. Now, I didn't know that I had all these spells and all this stuff that was screwing with me. And I regretted a lot of that stuff. I felt like I was unworthy. Because deep down, I knew I didn't want to. But I ain't know nothing any better. Once that one moment happened at that little age, I became curious. Does that mean I was out here with a bunch of people? No. Everyone's not like that. But it got to a point that I started looking more at those DVDs and those movies because I wanted to understand what in the world's going on with me because nobody else telling me. So I was like, well, if nobody else going to tell me about my body, I might as well look at the videos to figure it out. It happens. Majority of the world goes through this. And if anybody sit back and say they haven't, be thankful. The thing I want y'all to understand that we have all fallen short because we didn't know how to bridge the gaps. And the reason why a lot of y'all young ones out here going through this stuff is because the gaps that we didn't have a bridge to cross on to understand. Reason why sexuality became so huge in the world is because all of these people had traumas that happened to them. And instead of sitting back and being honest, they want to hide behind closed doors and act like they don't know what's going on. And they made their own communities up because they didn't know how to overcome their traumas. That's why they've been sexualizing y'all. That's why you have so many incest situations going on. That's why we have so many rape situations going. That's why we have so many sexual assault going on. That's why we have a huge LGBT community going on. Because there were so many people in the closet. So, I want y'all to understand the difference between love and touch. Love is a feeling. It's a beautiful feeling. But you need to understand the difference between your sexuality and who you are. Now, when you get older, if that's something you want to be, go right ahead. I ain't going to stop loving you because you got to go through it. Like I said in my last video, you got to go through that process. You have to go through it. You have to acknowledge yourself. You got to acknowledge what has happened to you. And then on the other side, sometimes the reason why you become who you are is because you look at you may grow up with a bunch of guys. For a female, I grew up with a bunch of guys. So all I ever heard was conversations about females or little girls. When I was little growing up, I was around a bunch of guys. I was a tomboy when I was a kid. So because of that, I communicate better with guys than females. I can hold a conversation with a guy better than I can a female. Does that mean I want them? No. It's just that's how I was raised. Around guys, I was a tomboy. And sometimes what happens is when you're so used to being around something, you become it. You become that. Because you don't feel comfortable being with other females. And what I mean by that is when, I'm going to use me as an example. So for me, I'm not big about the hair and the makeup and the clothes and all of that because I was raised around a bunch of boys. So when y'all see y'all with the makeup and all of that and stuff, I'm like, one, I was around a bunch of guys, so I know what guys like. And that's cute and all, but they like, it ain't all of that for them. Okay? They like it, but deep down they want something original. I'm going to tell you that right now. Society has made it as a trend, but deep down, true, authentic guys don't like all that extra. They want the natural. So when it comes to me, y'all talk about clothes and fashion. It's like, I'm gonna go over here, hang out with the fellas, and we can talk about other stuff. If y'all notice, I talk more like with the adults. I chime more into the masculine side because that's all I know. When I'm communicating with a female, I get bored quick. I'm gonna tell you that right now, cause I'm not superficial. I get bored quick. So if that's all you talking about, your makeup, your hair and stuff 24/7, I can be a girl. I can be a lady. But that's all we can talk about. I get bored quick. And some females feel like that. So that's why they walk around looking like a stud. They walk around looking like a dude. Because they understand guys better, because they tap into that masculine side. No different than a guy. If a guy was raised around a bunch of women and he didn't have that strong hold where the females, didn't stop him and say, hey baby, don't do this and don't do that. Y'all remember back in the day where the guys used to put the mama wigs on and the heels on because they wouldn't be just like their mama. But then at the same time, the parents would laugh, so they thought it was cute, and now they out here becoming that. Same thing. That's why a lot of guys are easy to talk to females and hang around females. That's why they become females, because that's all they know. That's their comfort zone. Being a guy is foreign to them. So sometimes it ain't about touching someone. It's not about being touched by someone. It's just your role models. Role models. That's it. It's a lot of confusion. That's it. And some guys are very feminine and still like women, and there's some women that's very masculine and still like guys. It's just where you just got to know the difference. You have to understand your body and what you're going through. And so for kids, the older you get, you got to know who this is to understand what this is. You understand? You have to acknowledge what's going on with you. A lot of y'all doing stuff because it's trending now. Some of y'all just doing it because it's a trend. It's something to do. Everybody like that, so let's do it. You understand? And then, again, you have these other people that been marketing off of y'all. Because as long as y'all cool with it, now they can come out of the closet and be who they want to be. That was the end game goal, y'all. I'm going to call it what it is. These cults, these societies, the reason why they've been going through all of this stuff is so they can finally come out of the closet. That's it. So in order for them to get out of the closet, they got to make y'all think y'all in one. That's it. Fake news. Fake story, fake line. Okay? All I say is this. The older y'all get, continue learning to love yourself and understand who you are. Love the original copy. The original. Okay? Original. You create you. Don't get tied to your family traumas. Okay? You are a sponge, but know when to squeeze it out. Okay? You can absorb information, but know what to hold and what to fold. So sometimes you might need to wring it out and absorb something else. Okay? Do that mean I'm looking down at y'all? No. I'm going to still love you because you still got to learn yourself. You don't know who you are yet. None of y'all do. Because the reason how I can explain that is because a lot of y'all, when y'all get older, y'all transition, y'all do all of this stuff. And then you find out, once you start loving yourself and getting to know yourself, what y'all do? I don't want to be a part of that anymore. The ones that's married to man with a man or a female with a female, only reason y'all there because y'all need somebody to love you for who you are, because you scared. Because the way the world has created, if a man decide to finally walk away from that lifestyle, they feel like no woman will want them. Well, the right one that know who they are and confident in themselves will still love you. You understand? They'll still love you. No different than a female. If a female had that lifestyle and they changed to want to be straight again, you will find a man that's going to love you because you did the work. The only people that sit back and say, nobody ain't going to love you if you change over this and that, because they scared that there's going to be competition. Because now you have both sides. You had experience on both sides. And that's why they scared. Because they feel like if you go hang out with your friend, the guys, that you're going to go and do the same thing again. Or if you hang out with the girls, you're going to do the same thing again. That's only proof that they don't love themselves. Because they love themselves, it don't matter who you hanging out with. They're going to trust you. Like you're going to trust them. So now we know how this operates. Now it's time to fix it. Understand what love is. It is a feeling and it's very strong. My energy is very strong. Okay? It gives you a happy feeling. But be careful who you're attaching that energy to. Do you understand me? Not everyone are happy people. On that note, y'all have a blessed day.